What a knock today that he played. Yep. What a knock he played today.
So is it India has won and Pakistan has lost?
Has lost.
Yes.
Double whammy. Like we all have to know. This result is what we are expecting on October 23rd, by the way. India winning against... Expecting. This is the
hopeful. Yeah.
Hopeful. Expecting. Yes. India win against Pakistan.
And what happened to Pakistan in the game? But are you taking that seriously?
No.
There wasn't a full strength Pakistan.
Yeah, there was no Babar Azam, there was no Mohammad Rizwan.
So Rizwan was there to keep.
Totally to keep, not to bat. But yeah, even with Babar and Rizwan there, one thing does not change, two things don't change in Pakistan. One, lack of sixes. One, two, poor fielding, which happened.
Was quite a few
Pakistan
times.
from generations.
But the total was low, and I know everyone will point out how many runs did they, overs did they win by?
They won with 26 balls to spare.
26 balls to spare. So my point is that one way of looking at it is that they didn't bowl, like Shaheen bowled outstanding, but they only used
two overs. Yeah, Naseem after that 1 over went for runs. Hasnan struggled.
I think Wasim also bowled
Mohammad
outstanding.
Wasim Jr. was
but only
fantastic.
used him 2 overs. So if they really wanted, then they would have used their full strength bowling at the right time.
They'll go full tilt against Afghanistan. That's it.
And Afghanistan will definitely go full tilt against them.
So don't take this very seriously.
Yeah.
Pakistan's result.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say that they would have won this game. They would have still lost.
Yep.
There was no way that they were going to defend 160.
I mean, Rohit Sharma made a very valid point during the captain's press conference that was happening. He said how the game has changed for him. In 2007, 09 and 10, 160 seemed to be a good score, a very safe score. But now teams are wanting to chase it in 14 to 15 overs. That's how the game has evolved. 14 to 15 overs, the team has to be 160 or 170. That's the power rating. And Pakistan, even if we look at it, barring that one match that they had against England, 203 for no loss, they are still stuck in that 2009-10 period.
Well, what do they do now? Nobody gets runs. I think they are cursed. Openers will get run no matter who.
And after the openers, there is no batting.
Though Heather also didn't do too much.
Shan, 177 strike rate.
Strike rate today. Because a lot of people used to question Shan's strike rate. I think you did well today.
Not held by
Which
Mr.
Pakistani batsman hasn't had this strike rate question? At least the top order ones in recent times.
Asif Ali.
Mohammad Nawaz, Shadab Khan.
Both of them don't really score volume.
They are not batters.
They don't score runs at all.
Yeah. Yeah, so that is the thing. And again, look at it this way. When Rizwan and Babar come back, their batting looks only marginally better.
The score of 160 can actually reach
180.
180 would be a very good score.
170.
170. 10 runs here.
No, if Babar and Rizwan are there, they couldn't have gone more.
I think with Pakistan, of course, Asif Ali, he has himself admitted that during practice he hits more
106.
106.
Yeah. 206s he used to hit in practice. Something.
He has said 106.
106.
How do you know?
My goodness.
You said 200.
It's ranging. That's typical Pakistan.
You give and take a few.
You give and take a few, yeah.
I think in Australia, where you have bigger grounds, you would need. See, early on with the ball, when the ball is actually hard, you can still get those boundaries, 4s, even 6s, if you get the timing right. But when the ball gets softer, you need power hitters.
Yes.
And I feel that Pakistan actually, they lack those kind of power hitters.
1-6 that they hit, it just cleared the fence.
And by Wasim Jr.
Wasim Jr. And England's sixes went, most of them, into the second tier. That is the power quotient game that England are playing. So there are no takeaways.
Asif Ali is a power hitter, no? Heather is supposed to hit.
So it's Nawaz for that matter.
He has admitted that I assume that he's a power hitter, going by what he says
So then they have power hitters. Then they have.
Yeah, they have,
but they're not hitting.
But to
not showing a lot of power.
But to use that power, they need some opportunities also.
No, but this is with Pakistan's middle order. I often find it's a case of what comes first, chicken or the egg. On one hand, you'll say that okay, Rizwan.
What is chicken and what is egg?
Doesn't really matter. The point is, if people say that Rizwan and Babar bat a lot, so the middle order doesn't get time. But when the other two, inevitably one of them gets out, then the middle order will also end up crumbling like a pack of cards. So what is?
And that pack of cards is very, very fragile.
Yeah.
You don't need to bang the table, or don't need to anything. Just one simple puff, and that middle order.
And
goes
meanwhile, you have Harry Brook, who's probably still not a guaranteed starter on that side. Hits 2 4s and 4 6s.
187 strike rate. Sam Curran 235 strike rate. And Harry Brook was the guy who hurt Pakistan regularly in that 7-match T20 series.
Yeah.
That England batting lineup.
Oof.
Look, they have.
They didn't use Joss Butler.
Joss Butler.
They didn't use what do you call? David Malan was sitting out.
Get Malan.
Smokes who mind
Get
bats
Malan and Butler.
Moeen Ali.
Moeen Ali was not there.
Their stand-in skipper during the.
Get Butler, Malan, Ali. This batting is way intimidating.
Look at someone like an Adil Rashid. As I pointed out, he's someone who scored a ton in county cricket. Mark Wood
at number
who
11.
we see is at the Tonker, has scored a 50 in Test match cricket. It's not like they can't bat.
If you ask me, I will pick England as the favourites.
I have been
Same.
saying that for a while. Yeah, England.
I know Australia is also good,
Yeah.
but I'm going to pick England favourites. Like this kind of intimidating
Yeah.
batting. Though Australia also today, I mean, they lost a lot of wickets, but even when they were losing wicket, you knew that Tim David is coming, and
Then you have Matthew
later.
Wade, who has been their
Cummins
most.
got out.
Exactly.
And
they didn't have
But they
their
got
Warner.
English, no?
Warner, Wade,
They didn't
Hazel.
have their top batsman. I can't say.
David
but
Warner, he is
David
one.
Warner.
Yeah, he is
Their
Right
best
at the
opener.
top, they didn't have their opener and they didn't have their finisher.
Yeah, they didn't have Wade.
So maybe you never know.
No Wade, no Warner.
And Wade, to be fair, as I said, he's probably the most underrated bat in that team right now because he's consistently come in at 7 and won them matches. It's a very hard thing to do, and he's done it consistently.
So I think as you people also said right at the start that let's not read too much into it. I just hope that all the 4 teams that were in action today, they got what they wanted. India wanted to see maybe Shami. Perhaps
Biggest positive.
if you want
Iffy,
to,
yeah.
if by 1 over you want to judge him, although I still have my doubts if Shami will be a starter in that 11 against Pakistan.
After this, how will you not start?
I still have my no. I'm not saying. I'm saying.
Achha, you want Rahul
The
Rawat
team-
wants him to start,
team
but he knows
management.
team management.
I'm not too sure. Maybe they are also inclined. I just feel that maybe Shami, they're not 100% sure of whether they are going to.
We don't know how they are going to approach him in that New Zealand warm-up game. That is the only match that is remaining.
Maybe
to
that will
them.
decide.
That will
okay,
decide.
even if they are
probably.
not sure. Okay, assuming what Rahul is saying is right, maybe they are not sure. Do you think that mindset can change? So they give him 1 over today. Maybe they give him a full tilt of 4 overs.
See, as far as the Indian team is concerned, fortunately, over the years, what we've seen is they have a very cluttered sort of a mindset where they don't know what their best 11 would be or if what actually will be their 11 going into. But good for them that this time at least Rohit Sharma in that press conference where all the captains were present, he said that we know what our first 11 is going to be on 23rd of October against Pakistan. Now, if Shami is there or not, can't say. Although I have my doubts. Then, if
what do you think? Was Shami part of the mental playing 11 that Rohit has?
No.
He wasn't.
This is my assumption.
Will he be forced to change that mind now?
I don't think.
After New Zealand game, he might be. We don't know. So I agree with his
Has
point.
it been tilted after the 6 balls that he brought?
Yes, to an extent. May
Yes.
not be 100%. May not be 100% that
I
he's
think
there.
this was one of the most dramatic finishes to a game.
absolutely.
In terms of 6 balls that he
But are
bowled.
you
Yeah.
actually
Absolutely,
reading too much?
absolutely.
Oh, of course I will, Rahul. Because again,
No, fair enough.
the 6 balls that Shaheen Shah Afridi bowled in the Pakistan game, I was watching him very closely. I thought, he's a fast bowler who's coming off an injury, a surgery.
Yeah.
He bowled good 6 Yorkers in the very first overs. So, which means that the Indian batsmen would now have to be prepared for Shaheen Shah Afridi.
Yes.
At the same time, the way Mohammad Shami was bowling, I mean, he was hostile, yeah.
Fair
He was
Yeah.
getting the ball to
Curve back
swing.
in.
He was bowling
Nailing the
fast,
Yorkers.
the Yorkers that he was bowling, and I think the confidence that he would have given to his captain also.
So you are saying that the 11 that Rohit Sharma was talking about earlier, a couple of
I think he
days.
didn't have Mohammad Shami in his
Yeah,
11.
that's what I.
But he should now be considering playing him.
No,
You're right. Maybe give him four overs.
Yeah.
In the game against New Zealand. Again, Mohammad Shami is not coming off an injury. He is not coming off a surgery. He was just not playing cricket. I mean, he was not playing international cricket.
Yeah.
So he must have been bowling back home in his village. He must have been bowling somewhere
No, maybe he would have been bowling while he got COVID.
in Dubai.
Yeah, in Dubai also.
In fact,
But if
let
he
me
was
tell
in-
you one thing, Nikhil.
Were we there? No.
I'll tell you something. During the COVID, the first COVID, when the entire country was in a lockdown, Mohammad Shami actually built a cricket ground
Yeah,
in his village
I know.
during the lockdown.
Yeah.
And I think he was the first one off the blocks. He was doing fitness, he was bowling alone.
He used to roll the pitch also. I saw some
Exactly,
visuals of him while
so
Corona was there.
during COVID, for cricketers, majority of the cricketers who were staying in urban India, for example, somebody staying in Bombay, Delhi, for them it was a struggle. For players like Mohammad Shami, in fact, a lot of other players,
Younger, smaller cities.
Yeah,
yes, so they could actually practice and train. In fact, in some of the players, they were, because at that time cops used to do rounds patrolling as to make sure that people are not out. So some of the players were helped by these cops also.
To practice.
Yes.
No, but if you were staying in Delhi or Mumbai in a gated community which had a park or something, you could still practice inside
No,
the gate.
but see Virat for
No,
instance.
yeah.
Even Virat
See-
Kohli for instance could not
He was.
at the terrace. That's it.
Yeah, but there was.
So, but then
there
that
was
wasn't real
space.
cricket, What do you make of today's game?
I think it was first. I think biggest positive would be Shami for me as well, because I didn't know how well he's going to come back after injury. That last over is outstanding. I think the other big positive was Harshal Patel bowling that 19th over. I think that also changed the game to a large extent, because till that time Australia were favourite, and now Harshal has had two good games. The last practice game also, he curtailed runs, and now he's done well. So two back-to-back good games. Those are the two things. The other thing, I think the one worrying sign was the batting, the second half. The first half you got 100 plus in the 10 overs. You had 8 wickets in hand.
And
the
last
second,
10 overs, I
You
think only
scored
80.
78 runs in 7.2 overs.
or 80 in the
And-
second half.
Yeah.
84 in the second half.
And you scored 106 runs in 12.4 overs.
Yeah.
Yes.
In the
Yeah.
later half.
Yeah. And you had enough
Actually
wickets in hand.
reinforces the fact that you need power hitters in the middle.
Yeah, he was just
Especially
telling us.
because
power
when the
hitters.
ball gets softer.
Yes.
Because early on when the ball is hard and new, you can still work around the gaps. You can get those fours, even sixes with the new ball if you get the timing right. But then you need power hitters, and you have a power hitter in Hardik Pandya. Of course, he relies a lot on timing also. Not that he's just just a power hitter, but in Australia, in grounds which are as big as say in Brisbane or at MCG, you will need power hitters. If you lose Hardik Pandya early, I understand Dinesh Karthik can be very street smart, but here he got just 1 6. I think he played how many deliveries?
14 deliveries,
He was there
20
for-
runs.
He was there for 14-15 deliveries. So and same is the case with Pakistan also. I think Pakistan also lack those power hitters.
I think India has more potential than even Pakistan.
Yes.
In that regard,
Yeah, I'll tell you why. Because see, Rohit Rahul with the new ball can actually hit long sixes. Babar and Rizwan can't.
Yeah, they are
Because they
predominant
won't.
boundary. Yes,
They won't.
they won't take that risk.
They won't take that risk. And even though they've got Nawaz and the others, I doubt on these pitches, on bigger grounds, they have the confidence right now to hit those sixes. Surya was exceptional. Rahul was exceptional. Surya was exceptional today. I think Surya again is fast, becoming someone who binds your team together.
Yeah.
The first 10 overs and the second, the back half.
But what Surya also showed, like he's not a power hitter,
Yes.
but what he showed was like, I think he got 1/6 and
1/6,
whatever,
yeah.
1/6, but a strike rate of 150 plus. So you can get it.
He knows how to hit the gaps consistently. That is even more important.
And he has a big heart. He tried to take risk. Today, I think he missed time one right at the start of the spin out, which could be now. But he didn't fear that, I'll just come in, I may get out. He went for it, missed time that one. But remaining thing, actually, the Karthik one, again, I said it earlier also, that 6 that he hit, I thought it would have been a 6 in any round. But that one I thought was sailing into the stands.
Yeah.
And then
That's the thing when it comes to
Because
the
he got the
length.
timing right.
Yeah.
Because he almost dragged it from outside the off. And the
No, sir, I don't do.
No, I don't.
though I थोड़ी जाओ.
Thank you, Vijender.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jinder. Oh, he got the timing. He went, no, the idea was correct. He went outside the off stump, dragged it from there, and timed it also very well.
Yes.
Sweet sound. I thought he'd sail into
Good fielding. Maxwell
the thing,
just at the boundary.
but then got caught.
I think Rohit, Rahul, and Dinesh Karthik. They got out at the mid-wicket boundary.
Go
Yes.
up, go up.
Yes.
Dinesh Karthik was some 2-3 meters
And
in,
yes.
Yeah.
but Rahul
No,
I think
Dinesh Karthik was
right at the boundary.
Was a
Edge
six.
of the
about
boundary.
2 meters.
No,
Or a
edge of
meter.
the boundary.
No,
Or maybe a meter.
It would have gone for a 6 had a fielder not been there.
Yeah.
Ha.
And
So he was in
even
the
Virat,
rope, caught it here.
Even
Virat had
was-
long leg.
Virat got out to.
No, but he
to a
won't
shot.
have cleared it.
No, he won't. So basically, I think I don't know what he was trying to say, but if I can take it forward, and if I
please take it forward.
So basically, I think he's trying to say is that these are longish boundaries, by the way.
Ha,
So-
of course.
Yes.
That's what I said. That
Yes. So you
DK6.
perhaps may need power hitting as well as timing both. Because see, Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul got out to spinners, by the way.
Yeah.
Pull shot, and you would rarely see Rohit Sharma or KL Rahul or any batsman for that matter if getting out to a spinner while trying to pull. And they got out to pull shots, by the way. I can understand, for Virat Kohli, that ball may have rushed him.
Yeah.
Despite the fact
Stark space.
yes, Stark space.
An extra bounce.
Yes, and extra bounce. So he went for that pull shot and got out. But you and the angles on these bigger boundaries as a fielding team also you need to get those. The way you were talking about Dinesh Karthik, they had the fielder at the right position.
Yeah.
And maybe if he would have been somewhere, say about 2 meters away from that boundary, right or left, he would.
Yeah.
So, and Harshal Patel, although till now I thought that Harshal Patel,
ऊपर जाना
does
शुरू.
he actually make it to the, although I would still want to see Shami, Bhuvi and Arshdeep in my 11 as 3 fast bowlers, but Harshal Patel's change of pace, because the moment that ball gets softer and with Harshal's pace, because he tends to use those slower deliveries a lot, that means he is asking batsmen to use your power.
Yes.
And on these bigger grounds, if you have that power, if you get the timing right, fair enough, you'll clear the boundary. But if you miss it just here and there could be a possibility.
Depends against which team, against what kind of batsman that he bowls to.
Yep. Because again, softer ball, it grips onto these hard wickets a lot more. So maybe that variation Harshal can provide, and that was one of the positives that we saw. 19th and 20th overs in the last 3-4 games have been a big problem for
See,
India.
the first game is at the
MCG.
That's
नीचे
a
आ
blocking
जाओ
pitch.
Yeah.
And generally,
It's a
for the
slow-
last 10-15 years,
नहीं वो arrow
it
दबा के.
has the tennis ball bounce.
बस.
Plus the weather forecast that day, it is going to be very cold.
Yeah.
Very cold. The game starts at 7 o'clock in the evening, and the temperatures around that time would be about 12-13 degrees Celsius. It might also be raining.
Yeah.
Or there could be a drizzle. Which
Are you
may-
carrying woolen clothes with you?
We'll have to. I'll have to. Else, if you
Some days it will be very hot.
see, very hot, Nikhil, may happen towards the end of the tournament if we are still there.
अच्छा.
But I think so long as we are there, it'll be either cold in some places, or it'll be very pleasant. There could be some warm days, not very hot days. So you'll have to
Upgrade
you'll have to shop tomorrow.
upgrade the.
So and then
wardrobe.
traditionally we've also seen that in Australia, if it is cold,
Yes.
the ball doesn't swing.
Yep.
It seems. It'll seam around, but it doesn't swing as much as it does in England.
Yeah.
And that could also be because of the Kookaburra ball. Again, the white Kookaburra is universal, so I don't know. Pakistani fast bowlers generally swing the ball.
Yeah.
In India, you will have Bhuvneshwar who will swing the ball. Shami is somebody who will get the ball to seam. And in those conditions, I would definitely want to see Mohammad Shami in the 11 against Pakistan in the first game.
Yes.
So he's somebody who can bowl quick. He's somebody who can get the ball to seam in, go away. Harshal,
extra
I think,
bounce.
can wait a game, if at all.
So Harshal is going to wait for you. The 3.
See, it depends on how well he bowls in the next game. And if he bowls 4 overs, I think Mohammad Shami should be in. I don't know if, Rahul told me that even while the Asia Cup was on in Dubai, Rohit and Rahul Dravid had told the entire team whether or not they'd be part of the World Cup. So those who were not were told why they were not, and sorry next time. And those who were told precisely their role. This was much before the Indian team was announced. The only change I think was Jadeja, who got injured, and then Akshar came in.
And Akshar was also told that
he will not be required.
Yeah, because
at that time,
and he did reasonably good for whatever little opportunities or whatever opportunities he got. He did. But then their first choice is Ravindra Jadeja, so he'll have to wait.
Yeah, I
which
think
is good actually.
Yeah, Rahul Dravid said that in Asia Cup, if you remember. He says that these are difficult conversations, but you have to have. I've had it. Try to explain to people why they are and why they're not.
So it was
part of the
it was a similar controversy that happened with Riddhiman Saha.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he had also been told by Rahul Dravid. I think Riddhi unnecessarily brought his name in. I don't know. Maybe the context was different.
You know why he was upset? He had said that he was promised by the board president sort of that you will be part, and then I'm suddenly being told by the coach you're not. So that is why he felt hurt.
Yes.
Although, we can take Riddhiman Saha's side, although I feel that all that conversation, or at least in the public, it would have been avoided.
It should have been avoided.
I'm not taking anybody's side.
What we are discussing right now is that what the Indian team has already decided, right? Because Rohit Sharma says that
they may have decided
that their 11 is ready.
No, but that could change after this over, and we don't know how many overs Shami bowls in the next one.
This over, and the fact that
although Harshal also bowled a good over.
But Harshal again, the last over. The first over, I think he went
he went for
runs.
That's correct.
For 16 or 20.
But made a comeback, got the wicket of the man in form in
You've
Finch.
got just 4 fast bowlers in your squad. So everybody's got to be a good fast bowler. That's why he's part of the Indian team.
Yes.
Yeah.
So must Harshal Patel be. But at the same time, depends on the opponent that you're facing, the ground that you're playing at, the weather, the conditions. And I think Mohammad Shami, with this one over, the Pakistanis were there.
Yes.
They were watching. I'm sure, having watched the last over bowled by Mohammad Shami, they would also gone back to the dressing room, and they'd have thought, "Yaar, ye to form mein lag raha hai, yaar." Like we wanted to see Shaheen Shah Afridi. I saw him bowl the first over. I said, "Yaar, he's back to his old self."
Looks like he's not Mr. Beat at all.
Yes. And he's somebody who's coming off an
very long injury.
4 months.
Surgery, rehab, and then 4 months.
Why was Shami not part of that scheme of things for the Indian selectors or the management earlier?
Earlier, as in?
Earlier, when the squad
Just
was
before
announced.
the World Cup, Asia Cup also he was not
I'm
part.
saying ever since the World Cup preparations
No,
started.
that was their call, and we.
Ashish Nehra had said it also.
No, but we on Sports Today, Sports Talk, and whatever platforms that allow us
To
their
speak.
time.
Tried our best to influence the.
No, we did say that Mohammad Shami should have been part of the team.
Correct, exactly.
But at the same time, I think the selectors again give it to them. If they had to take 4, Bumrah would have been.
They stuck to their guns. That is the reason
See,
why.
Deepak Chahra was also initially lucky to have missed out. He was also unlucky to have missed out. So Mohammad Shami, I think again while we were coming to office, I told Rahul. I said, Rahul, if he was not going to play in this game, the first practice match, that means that he would not be available for the Pakistan game.
Yeah.
Available. I didn't say he was not their
also
choice.
didn't bowl a single over either.
But he has to
So
play.
basically, they were. Hurry.
Arshal has to play. So
No,
regardless.
Ashwin and Yuzi both got opportunities. So
No,
he's
but
saying it's going to be toss-up.
Akshar not bowling tells me that he's playing that game.
No, anyways,
between.
any which ways. He is the only batsman, the only one who can bat at number 7.
Captain
And who's
can
the
be left
left-hander?
out, but not Akshay.
You can't.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
when I realized that Mohammad Shami wasn't part of the team and that he was not going to bowl, I told Rahul. I said, Rahul, maybe they made a mistake. They should have gone in with Mohammad Siraj because nobody told us, but having seen the game on television, I realized that maybe Mohammad Shami is not fully fit. Maybe he's not bowling with rhythm. So I thought maybe the first game was the most important game, and they should have gone in with Mohammad Siraj. In these conditions, even Siraj would have been quite handful.
Yeah, he's the
But
type
then
bowler.
they got Shami to bowl the last over. I don't know why and what was the thought, the chess piece that they were playing. I will play him. I will definitely play him.
Thought
in
was
the
clear that they wanted to test him. Can he? Because I think him taking wickets with a new ball has never been an issue. Can he bowl in the death? And if he's your hit the deck bowler, if he's the replacement for Bumrah,
My point
can
is,
he?
sir,
Can he do it? They tried him.
You tell me one thing.
He
You
did
have
it.
this dugout every day.
Yeah,
What time do you start?
6:15,
And what time do you end?
7.
So why don't you only come in at 6:55 every day to just deliver your verdict? You sit through the dugout. So Mohammad Shami should have bowled with the new ball as well.
No, but easing him in, today just bowl 1 over. Next match he will
Hopefully.
come.
Yeah,
By the
go
way,
full tilt against the Black Caps.
yeah, if you see, Pakistan also didn't bowl all their overs.
Yeah.
In terms
Shaheen
of their
bowled only
bowlers,
2.
they all got 2 overs. So
Yep.
I think they're taking it easy. Akshar, I know, is playing. They didn't bowl him because I think it's a toss-up between Ashwin and Yuzi.
Yuzi.
Who's ahead?
Good question.
For me, always use it.
I would also put Yuzi,
yes.
but I think now they are neck and neck at
Why?
the moment.
How?
I don't know. I'm just trying to assess it from the outside, looking at where the Indian team is, giving them about equal amount of overs, playing them about equally
The captain.
in different matches. Yep.
Ashwin's 6 helped India win that
You know-
match, by the way. 6 runs.
Yeah.
One thing that
The mistake was he bowled a slower
And
ball.
Yuzi?
Yeah. Huh?
And Yuzi?
Yuzi
The
did-
first wicket that he picked?
Yeah. That
then
was also.
almost got another if he had.
If he had hung on to the catch.
He had
No,
Maxwell.
Dinesh Karthik dropped the
Dropped the catch.
Maxwell.
And then
He also dropped the
also-
catch of Maxwell.
I think it just was caught by surprise.
Yeah.
He was
Stuck.
Yeah, that was like a flat batted.
Thwack.
Forearm.
Let's call it. This is
forearm
called a
jack.
thwack.
One thing I like about this team management or selection committee also, if you want to include, is the consistency. We may or we may not criticize the selection about the playing 11 or the selection. We often criticize. That's perhaps our job. But then
No, that's not our job. We are paid to talk about
paid
cricket.
journalists.
We would talk
No one
about
works for
cricket.
free.
Meet Soni wants to know from you.
Huh.
If Ashwin had been standing there,
Ashwin,
the long on boundary.
Ashwin at long on.
We'll
no.
never stand there.
If
Not
okay, hypothetically.
hypothetically,
Not
if-
even hypothetically.
could Ashwin have caught the way Virat
He
did?
could have actually caught it. Would have
Without
been easier,
jumping?
easier for him.
Well, taller.
Because he's taller.
Taller.
And he has long hands. He does.
And Vijay Shankar
Vijay Shankar was
He's there in our
plucked
comments
the ball
somewhere.
like this.
Vijay Shankar has been sending
But
comments.
it was one of the best catches
Right.
I have seen.
Two important things: the run
that
out
run out
and the
and the
catch.
catch.
Yes.
Turned it on. No, he is the best fielder that you've got. No
Indian
doubt.
team.
Indian team.
So which tells you that the Indian team is actually not good in fielding.
Yes.
So two brilliant fielding opportunities created. One you the game. One was that run out.
Yeah.
And then the catch.
Correct.
But you look at the entire Indian team. Look at the Australian cricket grounds.
Yeah.
You are a very average fielding side.
You're missing Jadeja, especially in this aspect. Him from the deep rifling in those throws made a world of difference.
Yeah. Though his replacement isn't very.
He's not terrible at all,
It's
by
not
any stretch of
bad.
imagination.
Akshar
Akshar.
Patel. He's not bad as
So
such.
exception, I think Virat is a very good fielder. Then you have
Hardik.
Akshar Patel and Hardik Pandya in the outfield.
KL Rahul.
One wicket keeper who's not going to field. So four.
But the problem is your wicket keeper is not an exceptional wicket keeper.
Father time is catching up with him. Let's put it that way.
So he's a decent. I'm not saying because he's.
No, but he's always been
Okay.
an average
Yeah.
wicket keeper. If Dinesh Karthik would have been an outstanding wicket keeper, Dhoni won't have come in.
Point.
Yeah. He has.
Although sometimes
Would have
now
come
you
in,
watch
and
it,
at times you even had to play Parthiv Patel in the 11.
correct.
Then Ridhiman Saha played for a long time.
So fielding and now if you see your playing 11, the possible playing 11, if you have Shami in your 11, you also have Shami. I think
All of us,
everybody
yeah.
has Shami.
He has 4 fast
Not-
bowlers.
Shami, not an exceptional or
You have heard his 11.
Not a bad option
Yeah.
considering the weather, but
But your
the
batting.
MCG
Akshay.
will allow the spinners
Ball to-
that extra space to flight the ball.
No, but
You
he,
can't hit them out of the
he has
ground.
dropped Akshar Patel from his
That you
11.
can't do.
So his number 7 was Harshal
Sorry.
Patel.
Sorry, man.
So it's only 6 batsmen.
That is not.
6 batsmen. Because I'm of the opinion that you may not need 7 and 8
No,
to
you
help
need-
bail you out.
7 is needed. You know, it gives you, it allows you the cushion. Now, why do you blame Rizwan and Babar? Why?
Because number 3 to 8 can't bat.
So that's the problem. If you know that England, for example, they are the antithesis.
Number 11 can bat.
Exactly. So
Their number 8 is an all-rounder. Chris
Yes,
Woakes.
Chris Woakes.
Chris Woakes, Test 100
Yeah,
Exactly.
against Pakistan.
and India.
You were saying, sorry. You were saying something no? about
Playing
11.
11s.
Playing 11.
Yeah, so Shami, not a great fielder.
Yes.
Then you had
Bowie.
Bhuvi.
Bhuvi is a
Bhuvi is a decent, not a great.
He's solid.
He's solid. He's not an
Sorry?
issue. He's not an issue on the
Sorry.
field. He's not an issue on the
Bhuvi.
field. Yeah.
No, Bhuvi
Can
is.
run well, throw well, catch
He's
well.
solid enough where you
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
him.
Bhuvi is.
Arshdeep
Can-
is okay.
Can he
also.
Drop the
force?
catch.
Can he force a batsman going for 2 runs to limit or restrict that to just 1 run?
No.
Yeah, those
You know,
fielders are very
can-
few. Very,
That's what Virat is. That's what
Virat is, of
Pandya
course, that's what I'm
Because if the ball goes somewhere close to Hardik Pandya, you know, not just that he is going to get hold of that ball quickly, but also that
Release it.
throw. That throw release
Yeah,
is one aspect, of course, but that throw lands directly right on top of your stumps.
Correct.
So that's a risky. So Yuzi Chahal. Then you have who else is there? Fast bowler you pick. Arshdeep.
Arshdeep.
Arshdeep is decent. So you know, as far as Virat Kohli, Hardik Pandya, and on these bigger grounds, by the way, where you will need to take those singles, twos
Yeah,
also.
twos
It
especially.
will also take an effort for the batsman also.
Yeah.
By the way, thankfully or hopefully, as you were discussing about the weather, but if weather is good, that's fine. But if it is if you last towards the till the end, maybe you know, but running between the wickets, that's going to take a lot of toll on the batsman also, especially some of the batsmen that
That-
running.
you missed a super chat, Shivam. Oh, you have taken. Please bring it. Before we wrap up.
Yep.
Who's the underdog on the 23rd? Jay Thakkar wants to know.
Pakistan.
No, it's a 50-50.
No, Pakistan, clear cut.
No. Based on what exactly?
Okay,
Based
batting.
On based on batting, but fine. With that batting, they beat you in the Asia Cup. With that same batting, they beat you in the T20 World Cup. last
Again,
year.
see,
Come
that
on.
element of surprise was there. Okay, suddenly out of nowhere, you
Wait.
didn't prepare for Mohammad Nawaz.
Wait, element of surprise was what? Shaheen Shah Afridi coming and getting out your 2-strike batsman. Come on.
That's not happening.
Oh.
That's not happening. Okay, Shaheen will trouble you. But the same thing was said, okay, 2017 you said,
What is trouble, by the way? What is
Trouble
trouble?
would be-
Ball in, danda baar.
ball in, yeah,
Ball in, stump out.
Danda
of
baar.
Rahul and Rohit. Yes, they
Rohit in
both,
particular is
Rohit
great.
has been woeful against
Jason
left armers,
Next,
agreed.
Shivam.
But we said the same thing, oh, Mohammad Amir is going to trouble them in 2019. What happened? Nothing happened after the 2017 debacle. 2021, yes, agreed, Shaheen troubled them. But I don't think it's happening this time also.
Why?
Because Rahul seems to be in good form.
How?
He's scored 70 in a warm-up game.
Not in a warm-up game, prior to that also, in the series against Australia, he's been doing
Would
well.
he bat much the same way against Pakistan like he did today?
Yeah.
In a live,
Hopefully.
as in
Hopefully.
a World Cup
A
game.
live game, maybe.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
It depends on the management. If they give him confidence, go.
I think this is what they need to
He is
do.
the vice
Rather than
Yeah.
Rohit
He is management.
going after the bowling and throwing away his
Let
wicket or good
Rahul
start.
go after the ball.
Yes,
Yeah.
and Rohit
That's what
should
I'm
bat
saying.
like Rohit.
But
If
you really
Rohit's-
think somebody has told him not to bat like Rohit or not to?
No, somebody needs to tell him now.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to tell him, Rahul, you've been outstanding today.
Bad
And
luck.
this is the template we want you to follow from the next game against New Zealand and in the World Cup as well.
Yeah.
And Rohit, you can take time.
That's the important sentence, no? And the World Cup also.
Again,
He got
Pakistan.
runs in last World Cup also.
runs,
That game you
yes,
remember?
Scotland.
Yeah.
Well, he, I think, was the leading run getter for India
I think so.
in the World Cup.
Yes.
Pakistan, he got out early, and which
got
was the next game?
New Zealand.
also
How
got
much did he get then?
Not much.
Not much. I think in single
Both
digits
overs,
only.
actually. Oh, Ishan.
Ishan, Kishan.
Yeah, I don't think Rahul
the whole batting order got
Yeah,
changed.
because
no?
Rohit was batting one down.
One down.
So Rahul and Ishan would have opened, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
After the first.
First.
Rahul was back in form as the tournament.
Unfortunately, you know, he actually peaked. Maybe
At the
he was
wrong
peaking.
time.
No, he was peaking at the right time. By
The
the way.
team
Oh,
they go
thinking that maybe the
Yes.
Pakistan, New Zealand should have happened later.
Peaking at the right
Not
time.
the
You know, the
minnows.
business end of the tournament, as we call it.
See,
So,
Had you qualified for semis? you
Yes.
were in danger.
look, if you had said India versus New Zealand on October 23rd, I would have said 50-50, even with New Zealand's woeful record in Australia. But it's Pakistan. I'm giving 85-15 in favor of India. 85-15.
I'm not saying anything.
85-15 in favor of India.
He's a very great.
nationalist.
what do you say?
Not a nationalist.
Nice, very nice.
Glass half full.
But he's not positive when it comes to
RCB.
MS Dhoni and
RCB.
RCB and some other.
Give me
Virat Kohli.
3 reasons why I should be positive about RCB barring Virat Kohli.
Very loyal fan.
Anything
Because I
about
have to
RCB
think.
now. Have you been reading news items?
Yes.
So,
yeah.
just-
yes, unless you want to be one of them. Venkata Nanduri from the US was saying Shami is no practice games. He'll be a direct surprise inclusion for Pakistan game. Read between Rohit's lines.
23rd we'll
tell you the 11.
Okay.
had said. Next one.
Nanduri is saying that Shami would be the surprise inclusion.
I don't think it'll be that
But
much
that
of a surprise.
surprise is gone now. 1 over, that's it.
But I think scales are still tilted in favor of, I would say,
Mr. Shekhar, tag you so much for.
Thank you.
And good luck to Shane, Siddhi, Rahul. And your henchman at Sports.tak to hold the phone. Hope India breaks this dry spell.
नहीं
माइक पे बोल रहे हो आप ये सब
नहीं
चीजें.
ये बंदा
Thank you, Mr. Shekhar.
Oh, Shekhar, thanks. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Shekhar. That's it.
Hope India breaks
Can
this
we
dry
wind
spell
up?
of
We
9
Don't have
years.
any
Yep.
Okay.
Unfortunately or fortunately.
Yes.
Thank you for your company.
Thank
for joining
you.
us on the dugout. The time is completely up. We have somewhere else to go.
Tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Yep.
And subscribe to Sports Today for more content. It's the
Yes.
World Cup coming up. Big days coming up.
Big times coming up for all of us.
Yeah.
5 days to go. Vanakkam.
Bye bye. See you.
Mute कर दो.